Knocking out, competing hard in traffic. That's the way you should play on both ends of the court.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philadelphia?
Ernie, they are way too weak defensively in the paint. They're getting walked over down low, giving up a ton of points. Barbecue chicken everywhere, with the sauce, without the sauce. We're having a Thanksgiving feast in here. That's a recipe for disaster. They cannot keep letting guys drive the lane, layups, lobs. Defense is weak, Ernie.
That wraps it up for halftime as the game is just about to get going again in the third quarter. We will see you later.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
It's been about his ability to just lock down the opponent from a defensive standpoint. A lot of shots also being blocked.
That reach he's shown, Greg, has certainly been fantastic in getting to some of these shots. I mean, he looks like he's got telescopic arms out there.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Okafor out there at Nerlens Noel. Then there's Isaiah Cannon. Then it's Thompson, and it's Sampson in at the shooting guard. Well, with Nerlens Noel coming out, we knew he'd be a plus shot blocker. He set the Kentucky single-game record with 12 in a game shot blocks. He also knew he had the chance to be a great rebounder, but we definitely knew he needed help with his shot, and that will continue on into next year.
Yeah, you know, he spent the year rehabbing that knee, but also spent that year correcting his shooting form. And we're not talking about just a tweak when it comes to shooting the basketball.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. Following the three-point attempt by Derrick Rose, and he gets the bucket. Cannon's got his second bucket of the night.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him. And, you know, going back to Nerlens Noel's shooting, the improvements to his form look really good. Even better is that he hit 60% from the line as a rookie. That may not sound like a great start, but at this stage of his development, that's great progress.
Okafor, the pass to Cannon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 5 rebounds tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
You know, one caution I have about Noel's improved shooting, you don't want him to fall in love with jumpers. He did shoot only 46% from the field last year. Conversely, DeAndre Jordan shot 71% because he dunked everything and kept his head under the rim. It's a fine line between improving your game and playing within your limitations.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Cannon dishes to Okafor, and he gets it to go.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
The Bulls leading by 18. In the corner, it's McDermott. Down low, deflects the pass. Okafor with the steal. Thompson outside. Here's Noel. It's rebounded by Noah. The Bulls have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. McDermott kicks to Gibson. No luck. Excellent D there from Okafor.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
To the inside. Here's Sampson, and the layup is good. Sampson's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball, in rhythm.
And Brooks, here we go. And there's Joakim Noah on the assist by Brooks.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today. And really, the Bulls weathered a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Grant comes in for Noel, and Stauskas subbed in for Jakar Sampson. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Screen by Grant. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Taj Gibson picks one up. And the Bulls did end up with the 3rd seed in the East. 33 of their 50 wins last year, Clark, coming in the Eastern Conference.
But it wasn't an even distribution of those wins for the Bulls. Against their own division in the Southeast, they played .500 basketball. They got their good in-conference record from feasting on the Atlantic teams, taking 16 wins in 18 games against that division.
The 76ers making a switch here. Woods checked in. And Okafor with the block. An even 3-on-3 break. And the dunk by Grant.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
McDermott kicks it to Noah. Right through the D for the layup. And the Bulls lead by 16.
You love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
And it's Okafor missing.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Kicks it to McDermott. This one for 3. Some solid defense from Grant. Now the 76ers with it. They're on a 14-6 run. Pass to Wood. Feeds it to Cannon. He's looking for Okafor and finds him. And that one's drained from the low block. Okafor's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, you've got to like the focus that they're showing here in the second half. I see a lot more effort as well. I mean, it's amazing when you lock in mentally and bring some energy and intensity, things can pick up in a positive way for you.
Now, here's Grant. The teardrop falls in. Grant's got 6 points.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
And Gibson kicks to Heinrich. He feeds it to Noah. Back to Heinrich. And it's blocked. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Grant the pass to Holmes. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline.
Okay, fans, now coming on the court are your level balls. Make some noise and cheer.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Chicago leading by 12. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Tony Snell is out there with Mirotic. And it's Gasol at the pivot spot manning the middle. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
He's covered by Rose. From 10 feet out, some solid defense from Rose.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far. And that tells you a lot about why the score is where it is. Lazy defense.
He's covered by Rose. Over in the corner, Sampson. And Noel kicks to Thompson. 5 to shoot. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Outside Rose. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. He dishes it to Snell. Offensive rebound. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And the 76ers making a change here.
Timeout call for Philadelphia.
And Philadelphia calls time here. So many people overlooked Pau Gasol prior to last season, seemed to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
In transition, here come the Bulls. And Rose throws it down hard.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
It's stolen by Rose. Goes up. Oh. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
Yeah, really good. I mean, extremely well coached, fluid, efficient. Man, it's been a lot of fun to watch. The points just keep piling up because they've been such a well-oiled machine.
Here's Sampson, and it's blocked by Mirotic. And again, Chicago running the court in transition. Here's Rose. Comes up empty down low.
And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact. And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Here's Okafor after the Bulls pick up 2. 5 on the clock. And he lays it straight in.
Well, after a horrible half of shooting, they've bounced back here in the second half and picked up their shooting percentage quite nicely.
Inside, here's Gasol.
And in the past, the NBA had the All-Star break for just an extended weekend. Last year, they gave the players a full week off. It seemed to be received positively by everyone.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. The 76ers trail by 21.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bulls.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance, Clark. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Derrick Rose. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
The All-Star break in 2015 was just a bit over a week. Those extra days, Clark, for most players, really rested some guys up.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think it was a nice move. You play those 82 games, you need more than just a few days break during the middle part of the season, so I like that move a lot. Boy, he wanted everybody in the building to know who threw that one down.
Hanging on the rim is, I guess, one way to do it.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, you want to make sure you don't get teed up from a situation like that.
Mirotic gets the bucket.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
They get a hand on it, and stolen by Mirotic. Ball going up court. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Gasol.
And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let the fans down here. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
Greg, it really has been. I mean, such a lively, vibrant atmosphere, and no doubt that played a part in the big win.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Shot clock at 6. 76ers moving the ball around. Grant gets a wide open look. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it.
And they're clearly finishing strong here, but not enough time to pull it out.
Yeah, it does look like they're going to end on a high note. Too bad this run didn't develop sooner for them.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
Yeah, they were clicking in every way. I mean, all cylinders go.